Hello YouTube, this is Ezekiel doing another combat mission video after action report. Basically this time we're doing a bonus mission which is at the end of the Scottish Corridor campaign. It comes with the Commonwealth module. Basically it's once the campaign's finished, at the end of Operation Epsom, the bonus mission follows the 9th Cameronians, who met up again with their German opponents who they had fought through Operation Epsom during Operation Bluecoat. Operation Bluecoat was basically a holding action, an action that was designed to attract German armour and German forces arriving in the Normandy theatre to the British sector, basically so the Americans would have an relatively easier time of actually breaking out of Normandy through Operation Cobra. So there's been a bit of conversation about video after action reports on the Battlefront forums, and thought I'd try something a little bit new following that discussion. In the past you've basically seen me show the action afterwards, and I've edited out most of the command phases because I just find them, looking at them over time, be a little bit boring. So, but following some conversation on the forums, it was decided, well, we worth trying to see what it'd be like playing it through. This will mean the battles will take quite a bit longer to get through, so I'm going to break this battle out into sections, and basically probably about 5 to 10 minutes per section, depending on how many orders I have to give, and basically then going on and explaining all the movements that we're doing. So to start off with, you'll see I've actually, and of course I'm actually doing the commentary after I've actually recorded the footage, so I'm not too good at multitasking, I think I said in one of my earlier videos. So to start off with, I have a platoon of infantry, 2 platoons, sorry, and some light Stuart tanks, plus some support, which is some howitzers, I believe, from memory, and a Hawker Typhoon. So I've got a bit of air support in this mission, which may come in handy. So I've got 1 platoon. So I'm starting off in this bit of a farmstead on the main road. I have to move up and take objectives Paris, Hector, and Priam. Something there for a bit of those people who like a bit of ancient Greek history and or mythology. So I'm going to move one of the platoons up straight down the middle, using those low hedgerows or bocage as cover, and on the other flank with the other platoon going through the wheat fields. I could go down the right flank. I'm just looking at the right flank. It's that big open space you see there, with the road running through it. That's what I'm a little bit nervous of. That's a very open space with no concealment, so I won't be able to sneak up or anything like that. That's a good 200 metres got to cross in a full open field, so it's not ideal. The wheat field's not ideal either. However, especially when the troops are not moving, the wheat field does provide good concealment from any enemy. So I've got a few support teams attached to the company, some heavy machine guns, and I think a sniper team as well. And there's also a little mechanised universal carrier scout squad, which I believe I'm just going to be moving now. It's a very open field, especially compared to some of the other maps that were part of the campaign. Not a lot of close fighting against the bocage, a lot of open fields. So I'm going to keep the armour back a little bit. There could be some enemy armour in the vicinity, and there's a lot of easy ambush sites, a lot of long-range places they can hide and take pot shots at my advancing vehicles.
Hello, fire mission, over.
So the infantry goes first, and to give them a bit of cover just in case there's any enemy lining up shots in those early vantage points. They're going to get peppered by some artillery and mortars.
Hello, fire
I am.
mission, over.
I am actually playing this mission completely blind. I haven't actually played this one at all yet, even though Commonwealth module came out quite a while ago now. I only got around to actually playing the second half of the module recently. So, looking forward to finally finishing this campaign and moving on. It was a bit of a long one. The only thing that I don't know how it was a good campaign. I'm not knocking it, but especially towards the end there, I think I went down the veteran path, as they called it, because I won my early battles, and those final 3 battles or so after the one that I recorded last time at Garvis, those last 3 were absolute nightmares. Having a full company of Panthers bear down on you wasn't fun. It was defendable, but to move into the last mission, which was take whatever remaining force you've got and say, hey, versus some Tigers and Jag Panthers, it wasn't. Towards the end, there, it just wasn't fun anymore. You were being steamrolled. There was just no chance of victory, and maybe I was just kind of hoping the campaign or the game would have realised that I had nothing left, but it didn't. So I had to keep on going. But overall, still a very good campaign. And I learned a few things about Operation Epson I didn't realise, so not too shabby. So the mortars are coming in. You will also notice that a little bit different this from my previous videos. Playing this battle in combat mission Battle for Normandy with the 2.0 upgrade. So the game engine's now on par with Fortress Italy. There's also a few more mods I've included. Some of the mods are still not working in the new version, but I'm sure the mod creators are out there doing their best to bring them up to date. But a few new mods like the explosions and the dust and clouds there from Aris, who's done all those great vehicle mods for the community. And also a lot of the terrain mods here on this map too. You will see the terrain change a little bit. I noticed there was the grass mod especially. I think it's a bit of a frame rate killer on my machine, so I've had to go back to one of his earlier grass mods later on. But I think it does look I think 10 times better than the stock footage or the stock graphics without mods. It's also a little bit too green, that grass, I think. It doesn't... yeah, a little bit too green. Or maybe because I don't live in Europe, I'm used to the brown grass here in Australia. It's too damn hot here anyway. A bit of cider while this loads up again. As I said before, in another video, don't wargame without cider or any type of alcohol.
Hello, round complete. End of mission. Out.
Okay, I'm not actually seeing any enemy.
Hello, round complete. End of mission, out.
So, looks like the mortars fell on empty space. Just annoying some residents. Oh, okay. First contact is a tank, and it has taken out one of the stewards. I've got a Panzer IV by the looks of it. So, yep, a 75mm. That's what it will be. 75mm gun, long range with good line of sight. That's why I kept most of the vehicles back. So, first blood to the enemy. Okay, just trying to focus. That's one of the new features in 2.0 version of the engine is cover armor arc, which means the tank will only fire if it spots enemy vehicles. very handy. You don't, when you put a cover arc and you only really do want to target vehicles. In the old version, you could target absolutely anything it saw. That, and of course, by doing that, it exposes itself to enemy fire and lights up its position. So hopefully that Stuart, even though it's going to get a light gun, it may give that other tank something to think about. So just moving up the 14th platoon here, that's going up the centre, moving up into those houses. I don't want to, putting full squads on second floors, I mean, they're very easy to spot if there's any enemy close by, so I just put the smaller Bren team up top to spot. It may take a little bit longer for them to actually see any enemy, but there's less chance that they'll be spotted in return. Well, that's my experience anyway. And just the small assault section here with demo charges, they're going to be really handy as always. I'm just going to move them up to take up positions where 14th platoon was, and they'll be joined by the company commander. So just going to move those universal carriers out into on the main road, just in case I need to move them up quickly to support something or there's an exposed flank. Accidentally pushed the wrong button there. Some of the buttons have changed on by default. That's one thing when you're using the British. Always check those vehicles. Usually they've got a lot of juicy weapons inside, like mortars and Piats. So definitely just, well, I think it's good generalship in combat mission anyway, is to always check what the vehicles are holding. Pick up some extra ammo, pick up some anti-tank weaponry while you can. And the forward observer party. So for the artillery, they're not going to see much now. Their pre-bombardments have finished, and they need to get up front to actually get a vantage point. I think my the first lot of enemies should be showing up around the Paris objective. Don't expect it to, maybe a platoon. Don't expect it to be too heavy. Probably in positions to try and delay me. Okay, something's landing close to my deployment lines. Whether it's that tank still taking shots at the Stuart, I'm not too sure. The Stuart's not flaming. It's not a flaming wreck, so to the enemy, like what happened sort of in one of my early videos, the enemy still may think it's alive. One of my squads just took a casualty. Looks like just a soldier in the field. Okay, so found some enemy overlooking the wheat field. They're taking pot shots at my platoon running across the open ground. No concealment, very, very dangerous. Okay, so we're picking up the infantry now on both sides. Looks like they're really aiming for that centre field, but it looks like I made a little bit lucky there. Okay. Just trying to work out here, I remember zooming in trying to work out who I'm fighting. Yeah, it looks like just General Wehrmacht troops, Germany here, regular German army, so if it's not the Waffen SS, I think I'll be very happy. Generally that means the level of machine guns and quality weapons will be down a little bit. If it's just more rifles and less MG42s, I'll be a very happy man. This is what I usually cut out, me checking up on all these, lines of sight and all that. but trying this new method. Please leave a comment if you like it or not. So, basically you do get to see everything I'm thinking about while I am ordering the troops around. Okay, so the heavy machine gun team can set up on that behind that hedge and cover that field. Meanwhile, things like pits, which I'm going to really need, I've got a nagging feeling, to take out enemy armour. Those things are vital and they're going to be moved up into safe positions. Hit the big red button. I've changed the name of this channel, get rid of regular Ezekiel, but to Big Red Button Warfare. I always thought the big red button in combat mission was pretty unique in the WeGo system, so yeah, I'm trying to get a background together and just make this look like a proper channel. Be very, very slow, I'm not very artistic, so if anyone knows any good tips for art, or actually ideally wants to actually make something pretty, please let me know, it'd be much appreciated. But I thought it was a bit of a catchy name, Big Red Button Warfare, so why not? Yes, alcohol was involved in coming up with that name.
Take cover! Take cover!
Starting to return some fire. Not a lot, just long range Bren fire by the looks of it. Okay, now I'm thinking it's time to think about those men, enemy overlooking the wheat field. Okay, one of the new commands is target briefly, which gives the troops a command to only fire for about 15 seconds and then to ceasefire. This is very handy in the WeGo, people who play the WeGo system like this, like I do. In the past, you push target and you'd be wasting a minute's worth of ammunition, even if you only wanted just to fire for like a short burst, just to keep their heads down initially at the start of the turn. So my experience with it in Italy, the Fortress Italy game, is a little bit mixed. I've placed some target briefly commands on things like buildings and that, and the troops usually forget that. They see something and they decide to blast away at it regardless of the order. So don't know if it's been tweaked or not for this game, but hopefully with those mortars not actually targeting an enemy soldier as such as targeting where they are, they may only do the right thing and only target 15 seconds or so. Just want to scare them. That's all I really want to do with them at this stage. If I'm lucky in the weak morale troops, that may be enough to break them. I was also thinking about, you probably saw there, I was also thinking about bringing in some more off-map artillery, but I am very, very, very aware that it's limited. It is very limited. I don't want to really use it unless it's an easy kill, or it can save me from using my troops. All the battles in this game always seems to be the British. I think it's just the nature of their order of battle that they're all very, very undermanned compared to the Germans and Americans. Their squads are smaller and have less firepower, so you are relying on off-map assets for a lot of missions. Okay, it looks like the Germans have gone to ground. Oh, looks like I've got some reinforcements. Another platoon of infantry. Really handy. And I think that's while I decide what to do with them. I think we'll leave part 1 of this new format after action report here. Oh, some Churchills, that's always good. And I'll see you next time. Please leave comments below if there's anything else you think can be improved. Thank you.